Success. It's the buzzword that lives on vision boards, in journals, and motivational videos like this one. But today, I want you to pause. Not for the dream, not for the plan, but for the one thing that truly separates the successful from the stuck, and that is action. Because action isn't a bonus, it's the entry fee to every goal you've ever had. How does it work? Why do we avoid it? And most importantly, how to make it your superpower. Let's dismantle a myth. Success is not a mystery, and it's definitely not reserved for the lucky. Do you know the truth? Success has a shape. It's made of repeated actions, not one-off inspiration. Think about it. The author who wrote a bestseller didn't sit waiting for divine muse. They wrote, rewrote, and probably bled on the keyboard. The athlete didn't wake up world-class, they trained in silence while no one watched. The entrepreneur didn't launch the perfect business. They failed, pivoted, and kept taking action until something clicked. So if you're waiting for clarity, perfection, or permission, stop. Because success does not reward potential, it rewards execution. Let's talk about inaction. That creeping paralysis that whispers, "Let's think it through again." That's not caution, it's fear wearing the mask of logic. Don't get me wrong. Planning has its place, but make no mistake, too much planning becomes procrastination in disguise. And here's the reality. Inaction costs you time, energy, and self-belief. Meanwhile, imperfect action creates feedback, experience, and momentum. You don't need a perfect strategy. You need a bias toward movement. Because confidence isn't built through knowing, it's built through doing. Neuroscience backs this up. When you take action, any action, you trigger the brain's reward system. Dopamine gets released, motivation increases, and suddenly you want to keep going. Action is the ignition switch, and when you act consistently, that switch becomes a circuit, a self-sustaining loop of habit. In short, you don't act because you're motivated, you stay motivated because you acted. That's why those tiny steps matter. They rewire your brain toward momentum. You're literally turning effort into energy. Now let's confront the elephant. What stops us from acting? Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of getting it wrong. So we wait, for the moment we'll feel ready. But here's the truth, you'll never feel ready. Readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. And courage is not the absence of fear, it's moving through it. The most successful people don't take fearless action, they take fearful action. And that, my friend, is where breakthroughs happen. Let me tell you about Louisa, a 32-year-old single mom who decided to start a podcast with zero experience. She hit record on her phone, uploaded episodes riddled with mic issues, and 6 months later, she signed a brand deal. See LeBron, a burned-out lawyer who quit the corporate world to launch a plant shop. He started with Instagram Reels, delivering pots by hand in his neighborhood, and now, he runs 3 stores. These stories share one thread, not brilliance, not perfect conditions. Just unapologetic action done awkwardly, done bravely, but done. Here's where action becomes unstoppable. It compounds. One workout becomes a lifestyle, one page becomes a novel. One awkward DM becomes a network. Every action you take plants a seed, and yes, some seeds don't sprout, but others will bloom in ways you couldn't predict. The compound effect of action turns you into someone you didn't think you could be, and it starts today. If you want success, build a life that favors action, and here's how. Don't make tasks too big, make them small and doable. You can start with committing to write 1 chapter a day and not the whole book. Focus on consistency. The goal isn't intensity, it's identity. Celebrate tiny wins, they reinforce the habit loop. Environment breeds behavior. Choose people who act, not just dream. You will fail, you will stumble, don't punish yourself. Pivot and press on. If there's one thing I want you to leave with today, it's this. You don't have to be perfect. You don't need a 5-year plan. You just need to move. Because action isn't just the key to success, it is success in motion. So take that idea, send that message, film that video. And remember, the future doesn't belong to the brilliant, it belongs to the bold. See you in the next one, and if you found value here, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let's build a life of unstoppable momentum.